So guys, like if you guys wish, you can also do you can also program on your system while I am doing. We can do it parallelly also. Okay, your wish. So I hope you guys have installed Python and you are able to launch this idle IDE and able to type in this. Well, guys, I hope we are all on the same page. Uh, yeah, sure. So
Yes.
yeah. Also, I want you guys to be more interactive. The more questions you ask, the more more interactive. It will be better for the for everyone. Everyone will come to know. Even if it's a silly question, feel free to ask. There is nothing like a silly question or like that. Okay. So try to make the class as much interactive as possible. So it will be fun for everyone to learn. Okay. Fine, guys. So yesterday we just wrote this simple program where we just saw different data types, integer, float, string. Okay, and we just so these are like we are just assigning 33 to this particular variable, and we are printing it. So that's what we have done yesterday. Okay. Uh, so for today, let me start a new file. So guys, this age equals to 33. Okay, the first variable which we are using, age equals to 33. So what happens when we declare a statement like this? You can so when we declare age equals to 33, what happens in the memory? This value 33 will be stored. Okay, so the value and this variable name a, this will be pointing to this particular memory location. Okay. Okay. I hope it is visible to everyone. It's not too small. Let me make it. Yeah. So when we declare something a equals to 33, that means this variable a is pointing to a memory location, and in that memory location we have this value 33. Okay. Uh, and if you want to know the memory location where it is pointing to, so there is a function in Python called id. Okay. So this will tell you the memory address. Okay. So if I want to see the memory address, I will just do a print. Okay. Print is for displaying any output in the console. Okay. Print is also a function. How will we know whether it's a function? Function will always have this bracket. Okay. Then you will understand. Okay, this is a function. Okay. So far clear, guys? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. If I'm going too fast, do stop me. Okay. So let me print age. I'm printing this variable, and also I want to print the memory address of this. So I will print ID. Okay, this is the function for giving you the memory location, ID of this variable. Okay, so save this. Python doing Day1. Let's say I'm talking about the variables. So when you save your file, guys, if you see the save as type is Python files. Okay, variables. I'm giving the name as variables, and the save as type as Python files. Okay, so when I save it, uh, the file type will be .py file. Okay, if you see this properties. So, So it's a Python file. The Python file is denoted by this extension .py. Okay, always remember this. .py file denotes a Python file. Right. So .py. So let me run this. So if you see age is 33 and this is the memory location where this value is stored. Okay. So from this, how can we define a variable? Right. So we can define a variable as something like it is pointing to a memory location which has some value. Pointing to a memory location which has some value. Okay. There will be different definitions at different books or different tests. But this is the general look. It's a reference to a memory location, and that memory location will have some value. Okay, so what if we reassign this value? If out of 33 age I want to change, I want to make it 21. Okay, so when we do this, and then again we want to see the memory location of this. So initially it was 33. It was 33. It was pointing here. Now we have reassigned the value of a to 21. Okay. Now we have reassigned the value 21. So now this A is going to point to this 21, and that this is a different memory location. Okay, guys. And this memory location automatically this will be removed from the memory by Python by default. We don't have to do anything for this. Okay. So if we run this now, you see this memory location is different from the previous one. Understood, guys, so far? Any doubt, anyone? Clear? Any question you might have, please feel free to ask, guys.
Sir, every time we assign any value to a variable,
Yeah,
so it gives a unique address, right?
correct.
So like let's suppose like again we give 21 as it as a value in age. So it will give like previous value or it will be like a different value again.
Okay, let's try this. And run it, giving the same value. Okay, so when the value is same, it will point to the same memory location. In fact, not only this, let me declare your another variable. Let's say age of second person. Okay. This I'm also assigning 21. Okay. And if I see the memory location for this, it's pointing to the same memory location. Okay. What happens in Python? This is this is one of the interview questions also. They will give you two different variables and both are having the same value, and they will say, okay, so ID of this and ID of this, what will be, will it give the same output or not, or it will give a different output? Okay. So what happens, guys, when we declare a second variable what with the same value, what Python does, it will create another variable, and this variable will also point to the same memory location if the value is same. Okay, guys, so far clear?
Yes.
Anyone else having any other question so far? Are we good? Okay. So what if, guys, I am trying to print age before declaring it? What is going to happen? What do you think? We are declaring it here, but before declaring, I am trying to print it. So our program is read from top to bottom, guys. Okay, from top to bottom. First, this statement will be executed, then this statement will be executed like this in this order. Okay. So, what? Just a moment, guys. So, guys, what is going to? Any guesses? What is going to happen?
21.
21.
It will throw error
It will
Error.
throw. Why it is going to throw error?
because like it will try to search that variable in the memory, but like it won't be there as a program will run sequentially, so it will throw error.
Right, guys. So let me run this. So it is telling me age is not defined. It is not able to understand because age has not been declared so far in the program. Okay. It is just like you are trying to print this. Okay. Now it is not able to understand what is this age. Okay. So always we have to declare first, then only we can print it. Clear, guys?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So what did we saw? We saw variable, and we also saw that we can reassign the a variable to a different value. And if there are more than one variables pointing to the same value, they will have the same memory address. Fine. Now there are now this variable name what we are giving age second person. Okay. There's some rules for that. Uh we cannot give any variable any name as a variable name. Okay. So we have some rules for variable name. So what are the rules? First rule is suppose if I give a number 1 to 8, 12a equals to some value. Let's say I'm giving a string value, then Sam. Okay. So if I declare like this, let me. So guys, for commenting, guys, we are using a single hash. Okay. And if we want to comment more than one line, I will just give triple quotes. Okay, triple quotes. It will comment my entire block. So this entire block is quoted. Okay. Uh, so I am trying to do this, and when I run this, so it is telling me invalid decimal letter. Okay, so we cannot have a variable name starting with a numerical value. First thing. Okay. First, I have the rules written sequentially. I will share that. So no issues. Okay. So this is not allowed. What else is not allowed if we give something like this? Let's say age, and I am giving a hyphen. Age hyphen 1 equals to 32. So let's see whether this is a valid declaration or not. Comment of this. So it is, this hyphen, it is taking it as a minus sign here, okay? So this is also not a valid this variable name. What if we give instead of a hyphen, I give a hash here? Hash is for comment, or let me give a star here. Okay, if I run this is also not allowed. Okay. So I will just summarize what are the rules for a valid variable name. Okay. rules for identifiers. Where is that file? Guys. Demo. Yeah. So here we have. So these are some of the rules that is applicable not only for a variable name. Okay, they can be function name, class name. These rules are applicable for all of them. Okay, and they are called identifiers. Okay. Uh, like the variable name, function name, class name, all of them can be called as identifiers. Okay, and these are some rules. Okay, what is the first rule? It must contain at least one character. Okay, first rule, it must contain one character. The first character must be an alphabetic letter or the underscore. Okay, so in our program, in this, the first letter was a numerical value. That is why we were getting error. So the first letter, as per the rules, the first letter must be an alphabetic letter or the underscore. Okay. So if we give an underscore here, comment of this. If we give an underscore here, there is no error we are getting. Okay, we are getting no error because this is a valid identifier name. Okay, the remaining characters may be alphabetic, the underscore or a digit. Okay, remaining characters, first letter can be alphabetic or underscore. The remaining characters can be alphabetic, underscore or a digit. No other characters, including spaces, are permitted as identifiers. Spaces are also not permitted. A reserved word cannot be used as an identifier. So what are reserved words? I will just tell you. Okay. So even if you have this is valid one. If you have something like this, h space 1 equals to 34. So this is also not allowed because as per the rules that is mentioned, uh, no other characters are permitted. Okay, including spaces are also not permitted as identifiers. So far clear, guys? Any doubt in this? Tell me, guys, if I have underscore equals to 32, only underscore, is this a valid identifier or not?
Not valid.
Why it is not valid?
It should have at least one character.
To have at least some character. Any other answer? So just look at the rules once again and just tell me whether it's a valid or not.
The first character must be alphabetic.
Okay, so is it invalid, guys, or valid? Which one? Okay, so let me run this. What are we getting, guys, in the output? Are we getting any error?
No.
So why this? Because the rule says the first character must be alphabetic or there is an or, right? Or the underscore. Clear to everyone why this is not giving any error, guys? Yes, no?
Clear.
Okay. Anyone, guys, who is not understanding and you're feeling they're going too fast, please interrupt me. Okay, even if you're not others are understanding, you are not understanding, feel free to ask me. Okay, no hesitation, please. The last rule: a reserved word cannot be used as an identifier. So, what are reserved words, guys? So, reserved word are like they have some predefined meanings. Okay, they have some predefined function. Reserved words. Predefined functions. Okay. So for example, there are a lot of reserved words in Python. So if I go to the shell window where we are seeing the output, okay, here we are seeing the output there. Okay. So if I type here help, and in this I type here keywords. Okay, so this will give me the list of Python keywords, okay, which are reserved words, which we cannot use as variable name. Okay, for example, let me take, so I want to declare this, false as a variable name. So if I go here and declare false equals to 23, okay, print false. Let's save and run this. This one we cannot assign to false. I'm getting some error. In this way, you can assign any reserved word, like let's say is. Okay, is equals to this. We're getting errors. Okay, so are these rules clear? The naming rules that what we can use and what we cannot use. Any doubt in this? Yes, no, understood, not understood.
This is clear.
Okay, so yeah. Now coming to the different data types. So we have declared age equals to 23, name equals to Sam, height equals to it's a secret type. Okay. So let's say I want to, so there are few properties of Python, Python programming language in general. Okay. Um, so one of the properties is Python is dynamically typed language. What do you mean by dynamically typed? So that you don't have to declare the variable type. Okay, you don't have to declare the variable type. Okay, because in other programming language like Java, you have to type like this int. First, you have to tell the variable type. Okay, this int age equals to 23. Okay, first you have to give the variable type. Okay, so that is why Java that is called statically typed, because you have to give the data type with the variable while declaring the variable. Okay, but that is a flexibility in Python that you don't have to declare the data type. Automatically, it will understand what data type is. Okay, and how do we check what is the data type? We have this function called type function. So type function will give you the data type if you want to know. For example, let me print the data type of each of these variable. And type of edge. Okay. So similarly, print type of name, print type of height. So if I run this, can you read out the types? What are the type, guys? The three different variables. Yes. Can you see the types, guys? Yes.
Yes. So like here we can see like in the output it's going as class. So
Yes, so that is the thing. In Python, Python is a pure object-oriented programming language. Like everything in Python, uh, are objects and classes. Okay, like in Java, you have int will not be a class, but in Python, this belongs to integer class. Okay, this name age is an object of integer class. Name is an object of string class. Height is an object of float class. Okay, but I will not talk about classes now because it will confuse you guys. When we will study about classes and object-oriented programming, then you will be able to understand better. So for the time being, just understand this belongs to integer type. Okay, this name belongs to string data type and this height belongs to float data type for the time being. Okay.
yeah, so
Okay.
I have a doubt, Danish. So
Yes.
you have declared name is Sam, right? So
Yeah.
I have seen yesterday you have mentioned Sam in double quotes. Is there any good practice to mention double quotes or single quotes string value?
No, there is no such good practice. So string you can either declare in single quote, okay, or in double quote, or if it's a multi-line string, you can use triple quotes. Okay, all are valid. But you cannot mix and match. Okay, for example, double quote or multi-line string can is declared using triple quote. Let's say I'm starting with a single quote but ending with a double quote. Okay, if you do this, then it will throw error. Unterminated string return. Okay, so we should make sure if we are starting with single quote, we are ending with also with the same quote. Or if you're using double quote, then we should use double quote both at the starting and the end. Okay, clear?
Yes.
Fine. So
Can you show me an example for triple quote string value?
yeah, sure. Let's have a string. Let's say this is a sentence. Okay. This is the sorry, triple quote. Sorry. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. This is the first line. This is the second line. Okay. And I'm just printing the sentence. Run this. See, this is the first line. You can use double quote or you can use single quote. Okay, up to you. Okay, clear, guys?
Yep, clear.
Now, so we have seen integer, we have seen string, we have seen quote. Okay, now we'll just see how we can convert one data type to another data type. Let's say I want to convert this edge to a float value. Okay, so you have these functions. Let me write it in a new file. So we have these methods, float, and I think str. So these methods, will not say methods, I will call it function only. So these functions will convert any data type to float. Okay. will convert to integer, and this is going to convert to string. Okay, so let's say I have a value called h equals to 23. Since it is not having any decimal value, so this is an integer type. Okay, so you can see the type from here if I do a print of. How do you find the data type, guys? Which function we have to use?
Type.
Types.
Yes, type. So I just did type of h. Okay, now I want to convert this to float, so I will just use this h underscore float. And I will use this. So this is a variable name h underscore float I have given. You can give any variable name. So I will use this float function and I will put h here. Okay. And then I'm going to print the value as well as print type of this. Here also let you print. It's so if I run this, so you see the value initially it was 23 and it was integer data type. Okay, now the value is what, guys? 23.0 and the data type is float. Okay, by using this float function. So is this clear, guys? How we are converting integer to float?
Yes.
Now, suppose I want to convert this float back to an integer. Okay, I want to convert this float back to integer. So I will just use this int function and I will give the float value. And let me do this. Three we converted to float, and then we again converted it back to integer. Okay, so integer and float, these two functions are clear, guys.
So Danish, one question. So since the value is 23 for both the variables,
Yeah.
but after converting into float, it's changed to 23.0, right? So in that case also, will they share the same memory location or it will be changed?
That's a good question. So let's try checking. Okay, I've also not tried this. Just let's see. Here so this is memory location for integer value. Okay, and I will just print here ID of this edge, and we are converting it here, and statements memory location for float value and edge float. So let's run this. So they're pointing to different memory locations. So this, when it was integer, it was pointing to 8928, and when it was converting, it's converted to float, it's pointing to a different location. Good question.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So we saw this conversion. Okay, now string. Okay. So to convert to string, let's say we are converting. So all this float, integer, okay, they will come under numeric data types, okay. With this string of edge integer. Save and run this. Okay, and if we see the data type of this, oh, we are not storing it anywhere. Let me store this in some variable called str_edge equals to this. And this is the data type of this. Values. So let's run this now. So here you see guys, it belongs to class string, okay. So it is converted to string. Okay, what about vice versa? Let's say, so it can either be a float or a integer. The string will convert it into a string, okay. So let's say we are converting a float value into float instead of an integer. And if we run this, so it belongs to class string and the value is as it is 23. The problem occurs when you try to convert string to a numeric data type. Okay. Converting string to numeric data type. So let's say we have a string called name. And I want to convert this to and so what will be the integer value for this guys? If you convert this to integer,
It won't be able to convert, I guess.
it won't be able to convert it. Okay. So let's see this. So let me invalid literal for integer with base 10 Sam. Okay, we cannot convert this. But if we have a number in this 1, 2, 3, okay, then it will be able to successfully convert this to an integer. But if we have a number mixed with characters in between, then this is going to fail. Clear guys, have you understood when this conversion from a string data type to a numeric data type is going to fail? Is it clear guys? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for the confirmation guys. So far guys, let me summarize what I have covered. So today let's say day 1 and we have covered about integer, float, string. We have seen these three different data types. Okay. We have seen about variables. What are variables? We have seen about rules for variable name, or you can call it identifier. And also we have seen how to convert one data type to another. One data type to another. Okay. So these topics we have covered so far. So I hope all these things are clear to you guys. Okay. Any doubt you can ask me. Now I will go into print statement. This is converting.
Can you make it a full screen?
Yes, sure. It's full screen now. Is that fine?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let me just copy it on this edge. Okay, no problem. Let me declare it. So we have twice three variables: edge 23, height, um, 5+6, name equals to Sam. Okay. Now, so the guys print is a function. Okay, in this we can print any number of variables. Okay, separated by commas. Okay, so this is going to give me the output. Any number of variables. Okay. You can in fact, if you want to do some, arithmetical expression, we have not started arithmetical expression, so I will teach you what are those. Any expression, let's say I want to do 2+3 inside this. Okay, so this is also possible inside print statement. Okay, it will calculate the result and it will show you the result. See, 2+3 is 5. Okay, so first thing is it will print any number of either you can print variables or you can print any expression inside a print function. It is going to print it. Even if you have 20 variables, you can print all of them using comma, comma, comma. It will print it. Okay. Now let's suppose I want to print something like this. Print. So right now from the output, we are not if we have something like this edge of second person. So one thing that is not mentioned in the rule for identifier is the naming convention. Okay. So when you have a variable name and that is having more than one word in it, that should be best practice. It should be separated by an underscore. Okay. And your variable name should be meaningful so that anyone else is reading your code, he is able to understand by seeing the variable name. Okay, this because if you have very big code and if you are not using proper variable names, then a third you will also, if you see your code after some time, you will also be confused. Okay, what is this variable? Okay, so our variable name should always be meaningful. Okay. So we have got three edges now, guys. Edge 1, edge second, and edge third. Okay. Like edge of first person, edge of second person, edge of third person. Edge second, right. If I run this, but from this output, like I'm not sure, like which is the edge of the first person, which is the edge of the second person, which is the edge of the third person. Okay, so I want this output to be more clear. So what I will do here, so to do this kind of scenarios, guys, you have to declare one string inside this. Okay, so I will write, okay, this is the edge of first person is this. Okay, this is one string and I'm giving a comma here. Similarly, I will give here edge of second person is this. Okay, again I have to, so when our code is expanding to more than one line, guys, we generally use this forward slash. Okay, this is just a continuation of the same statement to the next line. And age of third person is. Wait, now if I run this, age of first person is this, age of second person is this, age of third person is this. Okay, so is this clear, guys, how we are doing this? Any doubt in this, how we are printing this? Yes, no, any doubt, guys?
So print is a function, it will take variables as well as string values, or it can do arithmetic operations as well, right?
Correct, yes.
It's here.
So this is a, this is a string variable, the entire thing. Either you, we have not assigned to any variable. We are just directly giving the string value. So this is fine. This is a variable name. Okay, that is why we are not giving any quotes, double quote or single quote in this. Okay, this is again a string value. And then this is the variable name. This is again a string value. This is a variable. Okay, so this is one way of making our output look more clear, to give more clarity to the end user. And other thing, what we were doing previously, we're just printing the three variables together like this. But here we were not clear which one belong to which. What is that value? Actually, we are not. It was not clear by just printing these values. Okay, 32, 43. This was not clear, then we printed it like this. Now it becomes, by seeing the output, it is more clear. Okay. So print function has got two special keyword, we can say, like we have something called, we can use inside print function. We have one argument called end and one argument called sep. Okay, end and sep. So let's see, if you see this, we are printing this edge one, edge second, edge third, all are getting printed in the where is the console? All are getting printed in the same line. Okay, but I want to print this into new lines. Okay, so what we will do, we will use this sep keyword, and so new line in Python is noted by \n. Okay, \n stands for new line. Let's say, let's forget about this, but we are not, I don't want to print a new line. Let's say I want to between these variables, I want to print 3 stars, 23 3 stars, then 32, then 3 stars. Okay, so if I give 3 stars here, 1 2 3. Okay, now if I run this, so now instead of a single space, guys, what are we getting between each variable? 3 stars. Okay, so what this step will do, if you have multiple like variables or any value in a print statement separated by commas, so after each one, this, it will insert this 3 stars. Okay, so by default, if we don't give any value for sep, okay, value of sep, what is the default value of sep, guys? By seeing the previous output, can you guess what is the default value of sep by seeing this output? What was separating the 3 variables here?
Space.
Single space, right? Single space. So by default, the value of sep is a single space. Okay, but if you want to override this default with some other custom value that we want to give, then we can do it in this way. The last, after declaring all the variables, we can give sep equals to this, that is going to insert this C star between each variable instead of a single space.
But we are not passing sep as having space in the previous print statement, right? How it
Yes.
is?
So that is why I mentioned it is the default value.
Mhm.
Okay, it is the default value. So in function, when we will learn about functions, we will see how we can, make make a variable as default. Even if we don't pass, it will take some value. Okay, when we study about function, then we will see how we can implement it. So right now, just understand, by default, the value is this. If we don't give any value, it will print this one.
Okay.
Clear, everyone? Any doubt? Anyone? We can give any value except you can give triple hash or dollar, anything, or numbers also inside this quotes. Okay. So if I run this, each value is being separated by this. Okay. And in Python, this new line, right? New line is denoted by \n. Okay. So if I want to print all these in three, new lines, so inside double quote, inside this, the value for step, I will pass the \n. Okay, \n stands for new line. So if I run this, so each value will be printed in a new line. Clear, everyone? This \n stands for new line.
Yeah, but anything in between quotes, it's treating string, right? So
It's treating as string, but when we have a backslash, okay, and there are some characters that it will treat differently, like \n is one of them. Okay, \t also stands for tab. Okay, so if I run this, it will give a keyboard tab here. Okay, but if I give any other value, let's say \g. Okay, so this has got no special meaning, so it will treat it as it is. Okay, but \n and \t has some special predefined meaning, so that is why it is treating them differently.
okay.
Okay. So similar to this sep, what is sep doing? Sep is separating, each by after comma, it is inserting some value there. Okay. We have another keyword argument similar to sep called end. Okay. So what end will do? So for example, see this print statement and this print statement. Okay. So between these two print statement, automatically this is getting printed in one line and this is getting printed in the second line. Okay, why? Because the default value for n in print statement, what is the default value, guys? Can you guess? Is a new line. Okay, so by default we have this as new line, this value. Okay, if we want to override this, if this is the default value, if I want to overwrite it with, let's say, hash. Okay, so now if I run this, you will see all of them are getting printed in the same line. You see this hash and then 23. Then there is no space on this screen, that is why it is showing here, but this also is a part of this statement only, first statement. Is it clear, guys? Understood this?
Yes.
Any doubt anyone in this? And sep, the use of and sep.
Can you repeat and
So and is for, let me make it more print it here. Okay, so we have two print statements. Okay. Inside one print statement, I'm printing hi, and in the second print statement, I'm printing hello. So I'm saving this and running it. You see, hi and hello are getting printed in new lines. Why? Because if you don't give any value for end, it will take it as a new line. But let's suppose I am overwriting the existing value, okay, by let's say at the rate. Okay. So now instead of a new line, it will print at the rate, triple at the rates, and then it will print hello in the same line, because we are no longer we are overriding the default value. Default value was slash and new line. We are overriding that. Okay. So if I run this now, we see hi and hello getting printed on the same line. Why? Because in this, the value of after in this print statement, the value of end was the new line default value. We overrided the default value with triple at the rates. So we're getting output like this in the same line.
okay, got it.
So also what you can do in this console where we're seeing the output shell window, I can just type help and I'm printing this print. So if you see this, guys, it will tell me about print function, and it is telling me the value as this. Okay, sep value, you see default value is a single space, and the value of n is \n. Okay, so you have an option for file also. So you can, if you give any file name here, file equals to something, it will print it in that particular file, the output, instead of printing in the console. Okay, so each, what is the use of it? It is they are mentioning here what is the use of each these arguments. Okay, so this is the default value. Sep is a single space and is the new line. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
We have seen sep, we have seen this very function. Now, so far, guys, what we were doing, we are declaring these are static inputs. Okay, we are not taking input from the users. Okay, so this was about print function and now let me show you input function, how we can take input from the user. Let's say name input. Okay, this is the input function for taking input from the user. Okay. Okay. Input. Okay, I'm taking input and I am printing it. So if I run this program, so if you will see, guys, we just have to go at the end and I have to print the name Sam. I'm just printing Sam. Okay. Let's make it a little bit better. Again here name is Sam. We'll go to the end, we'll type here Samir, name is something. Okay. So but it can be a little bit confusing because there is no prompt here. It is not showing. Okay. So what we can do, guys, inside input, we can give we can uh, we can give anything like enter the name. You can give a string like this. Okay, enter the name. So when we do this, then this makes it more better. See, enter the name, it is blinking here, right? Then we can give the proper name and it is going to print this. Okay, so input function, either you can have without any string value, but that will be a little bit confusing for the end user. Okay, or you can give some value here that will help the user to understand, okay, what the user is asking. For example, edge, you can give input enter the edge. Okay, and print. Edge. If I run this, so enter the name is Sam, enter the edge is 23. 23. So clear, guys, any doubt in this input function?
So in input function, I want to enter the name in the second line. So is that possible? So enter the name string value in first line and I want to enter the value in the second line. So far we are entering in the same line, right?
You are telling this you want to enter the name in the first line. Here we are
In the console, we are entering the value in the same line, right? If you see the console.
okay. Let me run it again. Tell me, okay. So enter the name here. I'm doing it in the first
Right,
line.
right,
Okay.
right. So instead of giving the value in the same line, I want to enter the value in the second line.
Okay, so what you can do, you just enter the name and you give a \n. Okay, stands for new line. Okay, so let me run this. Enter the name. Now it is going to the new line.
Okay, okay.
Okay, you can do it like this. Yeah, so because this has got some special meaning \n, so automatically it will take your control to the next line. Okay, and then you're going to take it. We'll come to this about how we can take what if we have some special characters inside a string, how will it behave? Okay, we'll come to it a little bit later. But now for now it is we are taking simple input. Okay, now okay, let's instead of name and age, I'm taking, let's say this is first number. Okay, enter the first number. First number is this. Enter the second number. Second number is okay. So let me run this. Enter the first number 12. We're getting an error, guys. Name is not defined. Can anyone tell me why we are getting this error? See this error?
Inside print function, we need to give first underscore name num variable.
Because this name is not defined, that is why we are getting the error, right? Name is not defined. So we have to do this. let's say I want to add these two numbers. Okay, let me just please. Okay. Print result, and after addition, result is add. Okay, so if I run this, enter the first number 10, enter the second number 12. After addition, the result is 1012. So is this the correct output we are getting, guys?
Here it is not adding, right? It is
Concatenation is happening.
Yeah, so this is a logical error what we are getting. This is no, there is no syntax error compiled since we have made some mistake in the logic. Okay. So concatenation is happening instead of addition. So why concatenation is happening, I will tell you. Let's so we are taking the first input in first number variable. Okay, guys. So let's check what is the data type of this variable. Okay, similarly, let's check the data type of the second variable. Well, what is the data type, guys? Of the two variables?
string.
Strings, right? Both are strings. So that is why we are getting a concatenation instead of addition. Okay. So always remember function, input function, it takes input from the user and returns a string. Okay, this is the default behavior of input function. You give any value, it will treat it as a string. Okay. Now how can we convert this string to an integer, guys?
Int method.
Int method. Okay. So what we can do here, I can, after taking the input, okay, I want to convert this to an integer, so I will just wrap it with this int function. Okay. Similarly, after taking the input for the second one, I can wrap it with an int function. If I run it now, enter the first number 12, enter the second number 12. After addition, the result is 24. Okay, is this clear?
Yes.
Okay, so what if I want to convert this into float value?
Wrap around float function.
Wrap around float function. Okay, so I will wrap it with float. Okay, so if I run this now, enter the first number 12, enter the float. So how do you differentiate between the int and float value?
Decimal.
Decimal, right? Now, so let me make one okay, float and
Danish, one question.
yes,
So we are applying float or int a method, right?
yes,
On input. So can we apply the same on this variable first underscore num or second underscore num instead of this?
You can do it here also, no? Instead of float here, I can directly, you can convert it here while doing addition. I'm converting this to integers and this to float and adding it. Okay, one integer, one float, we are adding it. Enter the first number, 12, enter the second number, 12. So we get this.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so this is, yeah. One thing here. Yeah, so instead of, let's say, this is one set of input. Let me take another set of input. So here we are telling it's float. It is take it treat as an integer. Okay. What if I don't want to give float or integer? Okay, and I want the uh, I want it to interpret by giving the value. What the value is. Okay. I will explain to you in just a moment. Let me comment on this. So, if I use a function called eval, okay, eval, and I'm not converting this to any data type. Okay. What we are doing is we are taking first input. We are using an eval function. I will tell you what is the use of eval function. We are printing the number and we are seeing the data type. Again, we are taking the second number. We are printing the number. We are seeing the data type. Okay. So let me run this. So enter the first number, guys. Okay, here I am entering 12.0. Okay. So automatically, this eval function evaluated. Okay, this is a float. Okay, it treated that this input as a float value. Okay. Now if I give something as only 12, so it is treating it as an integer, right? Because it has got no decimal value. So with the help of this eval function, guys, we don't have to use integer or float explicitly what we were doing here. So by seeing your input, it will understand whether it's a integer value or float value. Is the usage of eval in this particular scenario clear, guys? What is the use of eval here? Any doubt in this? So eval will see your input and evaluate it to its correct data type. Any doubt in this, guys? Clear, not clear?
No, sir.
Clear.
Clear.
Okay. So we have seen input function as well. We have seen eval function. Input function. Okay. Just update this. So what else we have covered today? We have covered about input function. We have covered about print function. We have seen the value of end and set, and we have seen this eval function. Now coming back here. Sorry. So now let's say we have some variable, let's say day is Sunday. And I'm just want to print it today is let's say we have day, we have month, so this is June, and let's say we have week. This week, this is the first week, I think. First week. First week. So we have these two variables. And I want to print them. Okay, so how will I print it? Today is the day name. Okay, and then there is this. Uh, it is it is this week, and this is the month of, this is the month of, I will give the month very. Okay. So here so here we are going to learn about f string. If I run this here, so we are getting a proper output, but the problem here is this makes it look very today is, and then we have to give this again, it is this. So we have an alternative. Okay, we have an alternative of this. So instead of this, what we can give like this print today is, I will give a placeholder here. Okay, this empty list. Today is this, and it is this, and this is the month of, again I will give a double quote on this. Okay, so this is our output. This is what I want, and I will use a format method, FORMAT. Okay, and in this I'm going to pass the values, the variable. Okay, like we can pass their day. Day will automatically come and it will put here. Okay, and then we have week, and we have this month. Okay, this is the format method we are just checking. Like format. So we are using placeholder. So placeholder is nothing but this curly braces. Okay. It will automatically come and fit here. So if I run this now, so we are getting the same output base. Okay, we're getting the same output, but you see this looks much better than the previous one, right? We are wherever we have to put any expression now, we are leaving that space as blank, and we are giving the placeholder value, and we are just passing the variable name, so it is automatically coming and fitting it. Clear guys, any doubt in this?
So curly braces acts as a placeholder, right? In
Yes,
print function.
placeholder, yes. Okay, also here there is one more thing what that you can see. So let's say I'm giving here, it can also take some values like 1, 2, and a 0. So if I give like this and I run this, so you see the now the value is changing. Okay, so 0 is the first parameter which we are passing. So this is fitting here. This is the month of Sunday. Okay, and today is this week. I think today is first week. It is June. Okay, so although this order is different, the order should be like this 0, 1, and 2. Okay, so this will, because we are passing like this now, today is this day and it is first week and this is the month. Okay, but you can play with the order. This is also an option. Okay, clear guys?
Yes, Tanish.
Okay, so let's say instead of week, first week equals to first week, I'm giving week as an integer value, week 1. Okay, so now if I print this, so it is 1. So it is, I will just write it here, it is week 1. Okay, now if I run this, today is Sunday, it is week 1, this is the month of June. Okay, now you can also do like this. So it's taking integer value 1 here. Okay, so instead of 1, I can just give an addition sign here. Okay, so whatever is the value of 1, it will do 1 plus 1, 2, and it will show here. It is week 2, it will show now. Okay, so if I run this, this is it is week 2. So you can, you can here perform some arithmetical operation, any expression also it can take here. Okay, clear guys? This format method was, I think, it was introduced in Python version 3.7. 3.7. But now they have even a better method than this. That is called f-string method. Okay, f-string. So what f-string does, guys? Same thing, but it does in a more elegant way. I will just show you that. So f-string here. So we no need to use this format separately like this. Okay, so this is our print statement. Okay, and instead of this 0, 1, 2, we'll directly give the variable name here. Today is this, it is week, this variable, and month. So this looks even much better. We don't have to use a format and then give separately. In this placeholders, we'll directly give the value. And before this string starts, now before this string starts, we have to give a f in the beginning. Okay, f in the beginning, and then the entire print statement is. So if I run this now, same output, today's Sunday's week number. Okay, here also you can do, if you want to do a +1 here also, you can do it like this. So Sunday is week 2. This is the month. Clear, guys? F-string format. What is the difference between them? Like difference in the syntax.
Is this f-string is available in 3.7
No,
or later version?
later version, I think. Later version. F-string was, I think, introduced after 3.7. I'm not sure, though. I have to check, but I think it was introduced after 3.7. Okay. Clear, guys? So let's say we have name as Sam. age as 23, height equals to 6.6. So I can create a string, okay, str, let's say sentence. I can create a f string like this also, okay, f string. I have to start with f, and then I can give here my name is name, age is age, and height is height. Okay, so this is one sentence, and I can directly print this string inside. Instead of writing the entire thing inside print statement, I can create an f string like this, and I can put it in. Okay, so if I run this, it will give me the same. My name is this, I did this, and height is this. Okay, clear guys? Anyone have any doubts so far? Understood, not understood? Do I need to repeat any topic, anything?
Understood.
Okay, any doubt, do let me know, guys. Okay, so
So
we have
this f string is a format, right? Not any method or something like that.
no,
Its
it's a
own-
format. Yeah, it's not a method.
Okay.
Just for formatting the statement. Yeah. Okay, so this is done. Okay. What else do we know? Also, guys, we can declare, multiple, just one more thing here. So in case of format, guys, if you see, there are three, it is expecting three parameters, okay? Now, what if you pass only two parameters here? I'm passing day and week, and this one will be empty, okay? So if I run this, so it will give me error, okay? Index out of range for position argument tuple. So you have to, if there are three placeholders, you should pass three values, okay? Otherwise, we'll get error. This is one thing. Second thing is, as we saw in the previous class, guys, we can declare multiple variables in the same line. Okay, 23. This is also possible. Okay, so this f string and format, we are good with this f string format. Okay. Now, in some of the interview question, guys, they will ask you, there are, two numbers. Okay, you have to swap these two numbers. Without using any temp variable. Let's say, so we have to say swap these two numbers in different ways. Okay. So one of the easiest way in Python to swap two numbers is give this variable name and the second variable name. Okay. And here you just reverse the order. We have to swap these two variables. Second number, comma. Okay. And you print it. It's printed with a f string. Okay. So after swapping value, after swapping, first number is this and second number is this. Okay, so this is the first number and this is the second. And also, okay, Let's print it here. Before swapping. Save it. Swapping two numbers. So this. Can you tell me guys why we are getting this error? Unterminated string literal. We have not terminated a string. Who will tell me what am I missing here?
First print statement it is.
Here we are not closing this quote and this bracket. Now I think it is fine. I run this now. Before swapping, the first number is 23 and second number is 32. After swapping, the number is 32 and second number is 23. Okay. The one of the most simple way of doing it. Okay, the interviewer might want to check whether you know this or not. Okay, this is the easy way. Now, let's suppose I don't want to do it in this way. Okay, I want to do it with the temporary variable. We should know all the ways. Okay, temporary. So is this clear, guys? We are just giving a comma. There's nothing to understand here. A comma B equals to B comma A. That's all we are doing. First number comma the second. Okay. That's quite simple. Now, who will tell me a solution for this? How
Nobody
can you
else.
swap with using a temporary variable?
But
Who can tell me the solution for this? How do you do this?
Just take a variable.
Okay, let's say I'm
And,
taking a stem.
Yeah, just put one of the value.
Okay, one value here.
First num equal to 10, second num equal to first num, and the second num equal to 10.
Okay, so you are telling me first num equals to 10. Is this and then
Then second num equal to first num.
second num equals to first num. And then
Uh, Second num equal to 10.
second num equals to 10. Okay. So let me comment out this solution. Okay. So if I run this, they're getting error temp is not defined. Why are we getting that error, guys? Temp is not defined.
Yeah, because like temp is not having any value the first instance only.
Correct. So I think we have made some mistake here, right? Temp should be at the left hand side.
Yeah.
So it should be. Okay, so if we do this, what will be the value of temp, guys?
First name.
That is 23. Okay. Because first num is 23, we are assigning the same value to temporary variable. Okay. Then what we have to do, guys?
Interchange that the second line.
So I will do first num. See, first num will be equal to second num. After this statement, what will be the value of first num, guys?
32.
32. Last step, what we are doing second num equals to 10. So after this line, what will be the value of second num? Second num, we are assigning a value of temp. What is the value of temp?
23.
23. Okay. So now the value of first num is 32 and the second num is 23. The value is swapped. Okay, I run this, the value is swapped. But tell me who has not understood this, guys? Anyone who has not understood how we are doing this? Okay, everyone has understood. So who has understood this? Everyone? Please confirm. Yes, no.
Understood.
Yes.
So this is very simple. Now let's say you are getting a question, you have to swap it without using a temporary variable. Swap without using a temporary variable. How are we going to do this, guys, without using a temporary variable? One option is this, what we saw, but I don't want to do like this. I want to do some other way. How can we do it? Anyone knows this? Anyone wants to give it a try? Or shall I explain this?
Yeah, so
Yes, tell me.
let's say like first one is X and second one is Y. The
Okay,
first num, second num.
well, let's make it simple. X, Y. Okay.
So we will put X is equal to X plus Y.
X equals to X plus Y. So what will be the value of X after this?
55.
Let's what will be the value, guys? Let me make it simple. Smaller values, 12 and 10. Okay. So what the value of X will be after this? 12 plus 10, 22. Okay. Next, what I have to do?
Then Y is equal to X minus Y.
Y equals to X minus Y. What will be the value of Y after this? After the statement, the value of X is 22. Okay.
22
So
minus
basically, we are doing
10,
22
12.
minus 10, that is 12, right?
Yeah.
So now X is 22 and Y is 12. So we are able to put Y value of X to Y, right? But we have to correct the value of X. So what I have to do next?
X is equal to X minus Y.
So X is 22, right? So X minus Y. So what will be the value of X?
10.
So X is 22 minus 12 gives you 10.
10.
So now the value is swapped. Right, so let's print it after swapping. So instead of first name and second name, we are using X and Y. So let me just put here X and Y. You will get error. X. We have changed the variable name. X. So if I run this before swapping 12 and 10, after swapping 10 and 12. Right, clear to everyone, guys? Who has not understood this, please tell me. This simple arithmetical, mathematical calculation, nothing too logical here. Okay. Everyone understood this? Yes, no?
Understood. Yes.
Okay. And who helped me with this solution? Your good name, please.
Shivam sir.
Oh, Shivam. Okay. Fine, guys. So this was swapping of two values. So we have seen this. So I think we are good for today. These many topics. Okay. swapping. Okay, guys. I think we are good for today's session. Okay, and next we are going to meet on Wednesday. So, anyone of you guys having any doubt on the topics that we have covered today, or any other queries, feel free to ask. Have you guys understood like what I have taught today? How was my teaching? Teaching style, was it easy, everyone able to follow easily? Am I going too fast, too slow? Any suggestions for improving this? Anything you want to suggest from your end? Please feel free to tell me, guys. How is the pace, guys? Is it fine for everyone?
Yes.
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 Okay. Okay. So you guys all have understood, right, today, or what I have taught, guys? No doubt in this.
No.
No.
So, okay. So one more thing I want to show you. So right now, what we are doing is we are creating a new file and we are running from here, right? So there's another way of running these files. Okay, let me open where we are saving these files. That the folder with day 1. Yeah. So day 1. Here I'm just going to just say I'm going to open command prompt which is pointing to the same location here, day 1. Okay. And let's say I want to run which one? This one, swapping two numbers, this particular file. Okay. So all these are Python file guys. If you see it ended .py. Okay. So let me just copy this file name here and I will go to my command prompt and I will type here Python and the name of the file .py with .py. Okay. So if I run this, so you can run your Python program like this also. Okay. So you see the is it visible, guys? Or is it too small? Is the output visible before swapping this?
Yes, I can see.
Yes.
Okay, so you can run it in this way also because you have already installed Python and it is in your what do we call you have added it to your path variable, right, while installing. So you can run your Python program from anywhere in the system. Okay, so you just use this Python and the file name with the extension. You can run your program from command prompt as well. Okay, this is also one way of running your programs. Okay, guys, clear, guys? Any doubt?
Tanish, I have a question. Generally, when we run from the command prompt in Java, we used to install the Maven. So here we want to install the Maven.
No. See, Maven is a completely that's a build tool, and for Java also you can execute without using Maven, right? You have Java C compiler that you can use without using Maven. Also, you can run your Java program from command prompt as well. We don't need Maven to run the Java programs. Okay, that's a different. Maven is a build tool for Java application. That is a different thing. But here this is just a simple way of executing a Python file from the command prompt. Okay. Okay, guys. So, any question, guys? Feel free to ask. So
Danish, one question. In
yeah,
Java, we have some intermediary file, right? Or dot class or dot Java.
correct.
Here we are having only one file. So what is the
That
difference?
So yeah. So that is a good question. So see, Java they say it's a compiled language, compiled programming language. Okay, but Python they call it an interpreted programming language. So this one I will discuss. Where is my file content? Okay. So yeah. So Python, guys, this I will explain in details. Okay, what is the difference between them? So Python is an interpreted language, guys. Here we that the dot in Java, if you run the program first, you have to compile it, okay, and then you have to run it with the Java C file, compiled file, okay. But here, although at the background this is happening, they are converting this .py file to .pyc file, and then they are running it. That is not visible to us, okay. Here we are seeing directly we are writing and executing without generating that compiled file. So that is why Python is called an interpreted language. Okay. I will in the next class I will explain you in details what is happening in the background and what we are seeing in the front end. Okay. And I will discuss about these features also. Python is open source means you don't have to pay anything. You can use it in open source. High level language, it's like when we are coding here, it's a very so there are different types of language, guys. One is machine level language, one is high level language. So high level language is similar to the language like what we speak generally. I will discuss about this also in the upcoming class. Dynamically typed means, guys, we are not typing any variable name before declaring any variables. That is why it is dynamically typed. And case sensitive, like in this particular swapping of two numbers, instead of small p, if I give a capital P here, you're going to get error because Python is case sensitive. Okay, so it is telling me, see, print is not defined. So that is why Python is case sensitive. The case will matter. What else we have? It is platform independent. So why it is platform independent, we will discuss in the next class. And indentation matters. Indentation. So once we start learning about if else condition for loop, there we will see that there is something called indentation. Okay, we'll cover that also in the when we cover if else for loop. You will understand what is indentation. Okay, guys. So these things, all the features we will cover in the upcoming class. Because in some interview questions they will ask you about those basic features also, why it is platform independent. These kind of questions they might ask. So we will discuss in the upcoming class. Okay, guys. Any other doubt, guys? Anyone? Okay.
Nothing. I'm okay.
Okay. So what you guys have to do, those who are already in the target group, those who have enrolled for it, those who have paid the fees, you have to, guys, you have to bring two things there. Okay. One is your email ID, and this email ID should be linked to your YouTube account, okay? And and your Gmail, yeah. And I will put all those. So these files what I have created, guys. So what I will do, save as TXT files. Okay, I will save all these as text files and I will put it in a shared drive. Okay, Google Drive I will put it, and I will give access to your email IDs. Okay, to the Google Drive. In this Google Drive, you will be having all the files that we use today for programming, as well as you will have the assignments. Okay, so you will be able to open those files, and view all these documents, artifacts. And for for submitting the assignment, guys, you just submit your. So I will just show you some sample assignments that my students have submitted in the previous batch. Let's say this one. So this is the question that I have given, okay, and they have just written the solution here and they have given me this. Okay, so you can also do the same. You can write your write all your programs, the answers in a notepad, and you can send it to me in WhatsApp. Okay, this notepad. Clear, guys? Is it clear, guys? Any doubt, anyone? how to, so you have to ping your email IDs, guys. So I will give access to Google Drive, as well as for the videos will be uploaded in YouTube. So with your email ID only you can access it. So make sure you give the correct email IDs, because once you give an email ID, na, so the email ID will not be changed going forward. Let's say after 1 month you are saying I want access to another email ID, that will not be allowed. So make sure you give the correct email IDs. Yeah. So that's it from my end, guys. So those who are those who have not yet enrolled, as this meeting invite was sent in other generic groups also, please enroll it, because from the next meeting we will send only invite in the target group for the participant who have paid the fees. Okay. So that was all. That's all from my end, guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, or we will wind up for today's class.
Yeah, Danish,
Yes.
Wednesday, is it a revision class or a continuation class?
No,
Because 9
it's a
actually 9
continuation.
to
Yeah.
9 to 11 we have a office now, so I'll be there in office, so that's why uh,
Okay. No,
cannot.
it's not a revision class. It's a continuation class only. But we will take it from not 9 to 11. We'll make it to 9 to 10:30. Okay. And even if you're not able to attend the live class, recordings will be available, Kalmesh. Okay.
Okay,
You can
okay.
view the recordings and do the assignments and submit it.
Yes, understood. Okay, okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other question, guys? Okay, if no questions, then guys, thank you for your time. Have a nice day. See you guys in the next class. Bye.
Thanks. Sir, would we get any assignment for today?
Yes, you will get assignments. You will get assignment, guys. Okay. Okay, guys. Then thank you.
Thank you all.